Hello friends, welcome back to our Scratch programming series. Today we are going to learn something really exciting, the Fibonacci series. It's one of the most famous number patterns in mathematics and we will make Scratch calculate it step by step. First of all, let's understand what is Fibonacci series. So Fibonacci series is a sequence where each next term is sum of the previous two terms. The default two terms are 0 and 1. So that way the series goes on like 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8 and so on. How we can calculate this series? So the 0 and 1 are the default terms. We will calculate the next term of the series by summation of 0 and 1. So that way we get 1, the third term. For fourth term 2, we again calculate the sum of previous two terms, that is 1 and 1 here and here, and where we get the next term 2. For the next term, that is 3, we calculate sum of previous two terms 2 and 1 here, and the sum is equal to 3. Same way we get 5 by adding the previous two terms 3 and 2, and that way 5 and so on. So it is an infinite series. It goes on and on until you stop it. So what we will do is we will ask the user how many terms the user want to calculate, and we will calculate Fibonacci series up to that particular number, and then we will display the result to the user. Before moving on to the Scratch editor, I want to tell that the videos are available in multiple languages including Hindi, so you can change from settings of your YouTube app. Now let's move on to the Scratch
इसमें
editor.
रिपीटेशन प्रोग्राम
So to calculate Fibonacci, we are going to use multiple variables. So let's create all the variables one by one. We will create a variable name first. This will be the first term of our Fibonacci series. Then we will create another variable called second. That will be the second term. We will be adding first and second terms, and then we will create the next term. So the next is the sequence that we will calculate using summation of first and second variables. Now here first time we are going to use a concept called list in Scratch. Right now all just you need to remember is that list is a kind of column in an Excel sheet in which you can enter various numbers. Okay, so we'll do a detailed video on lists in future videos. So right now you just remember that it's kind of a column or an empty space in which you can dump or add various numbers or strings. Right now we'll use it to store our series. So let's declare a list called series. Okay, I think all the variables are now available. One variable n, this will be the number. User will tell us up to what number or how many terms the Fibonacci series the user wants to display. Okay, so let's begin with creating an event. When clicked, then the variables will declare the first variable to 0, the second variable is by default 1, so the first two terms of the Fibonacci are available. Then we will ask the user how many terms the user want to calculate. User will tell us how many terms he wants to display. We'll save this answer in our variable n. Okay, so now we have the answer that how many terms are to be calculated. Okay, so before moving on, what we will do is we will initially clear this entire series. So all the previous values that are stored here after the program will be deleted and it will start with 0. So delete all of, let's say do it the first thing when we start the program. Now what we need to do is for n terms we want to just calculate the sum of two previous terms. So it is a repetitive task and we'll use the repeat block for that. The number of times the block should be repeated, it is actually number of terms that we want, but the thing is here the first two terms are already calculated, so we'll minus the two first terms and the variable n should be here. So we'll deduct the two terms that we already have 0 and 1 and we'll calculate the rest of the terms using this repeat block. Okay, so how do we calculate? Let's just set the next term equal to the sum of first and second term. Okay, so we'll add the first term, that is 0, and we'll add the second term, that is 1, and we will assign it to the next term. Okay, so now so far a third term is calculated, that is 1. 0 plus 1 equal to 1. Now in the next iteration of the repeat block, what we want to do is we want to move right side. So what happens is that now the next term becomes the second term and the second term becomes the first term, like this. So second term is now the first term. We are just shifting rightwards. Okay, and now the second term is equal to next term. Okay, and what we want to do is that we want to add this next term to our list of series. So we want to add it here, right? So for that we'll use this add. Okay, add next to series. Now before that we also need to add these two to the series. Okay, so again we'll use this block here also. So we'll add the first term to the series. Similarly we'll use this to add the second term to the series. So now first is added to series, second term is also added to series, and every time we'll calculate the next term, it will also be added to the series. For the next iteration of the repeat block, what we will do is we'll advance rightwards so that the next term will become the second term and the second term will become the first term. So that's how we advance in this series. So after all the repetitions are done, we'll finally get the series. So we'll display that in say block, and here we'll display the list entirely series like this. So the program looks complete. Let's try to run it. So how many terms? Let's say we want to display 5 terms. So as you can see, 0, 1, 1, 2 and 3. 5 terms are displayed here. So you see the n total terms are 5. All the terms are stored here in the series. Let's try again. Suppose I want to display 10 terms. So here 10 terms are available and equal to 10, and every time a repeat function is calculated, the terms are added in this series. So this is the list I was talking about, and finally we are displaying this list here. So that's all about Fibonacci series. You can calculate Fibonacci series using Scratch so easily. You can also learn about list blocks in our next future videos. So stay tuned. See you in the next video. Thank you very much.